Do you have a camper awning that is deteriorating and you need to replace it? Today's video, we're going to show you how. We've got an RV travel trailer that we're going to be replacing the awning fabric today. The old fabric is all deteriorated. When you roll it out, there's holes towards the top. So we are going to be replacing it. Now HBN, they sent us awning fabric for our camper, and we do appreciate that, and they said give it a try out, install it, and tell us if you like it. So we're going to go ahead and do that installation. So there's some tools you're going to need, and we're going to show you exactly what you're going to need for that. Okay, as far as the tools that are needed, you're going to need a drill gun with bits to remove the rivets. You're also going to need a couple nails, and those are going to secure the awning in place, and some vice grips, a ratchet with a 11 millimeter, may also be 7/16 to remove the arms off the camper, and then of course your rivet set to replace the rivets that we're going to be drilling out. And also you're going to need 2 ladders and 2 people. First thing you're going to do is to bring the awning out just like you would be during camping. We won't be raising it up, we'll just bringing it down to a level that is workable. So on this awning, there's a hole right on the side of it. We actually had to go with a smaller nail. Once you insert that nail, go ahead and release the awning and let it rotate until it catches on the nail. That will actually lock the awning in place and make sure everything is safe and secure. So at this point, we'll move to the other side. So I'm just going to set a piece of vice grips on this. This is just going to secure it just in case something wonky happens. Once that happens, we'll move the vice grips to a better location to unwind the spring. Okay, once that's done, we're going to go ahead and remove this bolt. Okay, we've got the vice grips in place. There's tension on the unit right now, and we're going to go ahead and slip that out and go ahead and let this arm drop down. Alright, so with our other pair of vice grips, we're going to go ahead and clamp on to this arm here, making sure that's nice and secure, and we're going to rotate it. I'm going to release this pair. So we're going to go ahead and release the spring like we're going to be rolling it up. We need to count the rotations of the vice grips so that when we rewind it, we have the same amount of rotations. Okay, right there. So I got 16 rotations out of it, and we'll rotate it 16 rotations when we reassemble to tension the spring. All right, so next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and mark our rivets. I'm just going to use a pencil and a lead pencil, and that will come off. And I'm just going to make that 1, 2, and that's plenty. And then we're also going to mark where our fabric cord is. So right now we have the apron. I'm going to mark that one. Our other point for our awning, I'm going to just mark that B. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and drill out our rivets and to remove the cap so we can release the awning down here. And then we're going to remove the arm up there so we can remove and slide all the fabric to the front. And then at that point, we'll go ahead and replace our old. Just going to remove that one. And remove our bottom as well. Okay, so at this point, we're going to go ahead and remove the upper arm. I'm going to use a 3/8 bit to remove the screws. All right, so at this point, we're going to slide all the fabric to the front and get it removed so we can get the replacement fabric on. So at this point, we've got the tube out of the awning fabric, and we're going to remove the fabric off of the camper itself. One thing I did forget to mention, that typically these awnings are going to have a set screw in them. That'll keep the awning in place on the top rail here so it doesn't move around. So there is a screw right here. Usually typically it's at the ends, but for some reason it's here. Okay, we'll remove that, and now we should be able to remove the awning off the track.
Now that we've got the old fabric completely removed, we're going to take the new fabric out, line it up, and slide it into the top rail first, then worry about putting the awning on the tube. I don't really want to put it down, but I do. So now we insert the cording into the groove and just slide it on down. Go. Okay.
So at this point, this awning is just a hair shorter, so we're going to measure from both ends and make sure that we are even. So once the awning material is installed and measured from both sides, make sure everything's even, and went ahead and put the awning set screw back in. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and feed the awning fabric into the tube. Take 3. Okay, so once we have that on, we're going to go ahead and install our tug line. We'll go into the vacant groove for that. So at this point, once we got this all installed, we'll do our 2 measurements on both sides, make sure we're even on that, and start reassembling the hardware. So now that we got the fabric on, we're going to go ahead and put the cap back on and put the rivets in. So I'm just going to slip those in, and I do have the markings here, so that worked out very well. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, and then we're going to reassemble the bracket up on top of the camper itself. Wunderbar. Okay, so now we're going to rewind the spring. So I'm going to rotate it counterclockwise 16 times, and that will load up the unit. 1,
2.
Okay, now we'll put our bracket back together.
There it is.
So right now the lock is in place, so it's ratcheting, so we don't have any fear of anything going on here. We still have to take the nail out of the other side, but we'll do that after we get that done. Okay, at this point I'm going to go ahead and release the nail. Okay. Alright, so the awning is all installed and it's ready to roll up, and we want to thank HBN for sending us this awning for the replacement for this trailer. Very nice quality awning. Everything's nice and thick, and just an attractive looking awning, and it'll serve well for the years to come.